And please,
All right. Welcome to Taxonomy Tuesday, everybody. My name is Chris. I'll be hosting this evening. We share each other's finds here, show and tell style. Try to help each other identify and appreciate the finds of the week, or at least the last time it rained. Does anyone want to share anything from their computer? If not, we have some finds from Dave and from Hunter. All right. Who wants to go first? How about you, Dave? Is it too
But
early?
no, I can go. I'm watching the baseball game, but
Ah,
I can do these two things at once.
all
So
right. All right, let me
ah okay. So I sent Blywitz that told me that it's easier for the host to show things on iNaturalist. So since I post on both places, I sent all iNat observations. Um, so I didn't know if this was angel wings, Pleurocybella porrigens, or Hohenbuehelia. It would have been a little bit big for Hohenbuehelia, but the shapes of the fruit bodies match Hohenbuehelia angustata. Um, so how do you tell? Well, if you look at spores, there's not much difference between Hohenbuehelia spores and Pleurocybella spores, and these are not way too big to be Hohenbuehelia angustata. So what's the decisive thing? You look at you do a smash mount on gill. So there's the spores, the globose, subglobose, not real big. So you do a smash mount on gills and on a gill. And Hohenbuehelia angustata has lots and lots of these bottle-shaped hymeneal cystidia, and I didn't find any. I looked and looked on some smash mounted gill. I found none. So I conclude that this is Pleurocybella porrigens, which this is the time of the year that that comes out. And the habitat where this was found, a lot of hemlock trees, is conducive to that species. It grows on conifer wood. I usually find it on hemlock. So, and it is a late summer, early fall species. So people used to eat these. I used to eat them and I thought they were good. Lots of people thought they were good. You know, usually they get a lot bigger than these. These were probably pretty young and probably were going to grow a little bit. Um, but since there have been fatalities associated with eating this species in Japan, um, older people in a assisted living facility with, and they already had compromised health issues. Still, that sort of um, well, it means I don't eat these anymore. So, angel wings, angel's wings, whichever you want to call them, I don't eat them anymore. But so I like this observation. This photo came out pretty good. Um, so, any questions on this?
yeah. The don't the Hohem Habilia also have like a little bit of a, I mean, you can't call it a stipe, but like a little spot where the gills end.
Yep. Well, this
This
looks
doesn't
just like.
seem to have that.
Oh, look, no. Well, you might be thinking of Hohenbiohelia petaloides, which has a little bit more of a stipe than, but but this fruit body right here looks exactly like a large Hohenbuehlia angustata, and this is what they look like: a spoon shaped with this small nub of a stipe. Um, that this is pretty much what they look like, but usually smaller. These would be large for that species, and these are small for Pleurocybella, which is usually
That
larger.
I kind of meant like the gill would stop like somewhere around here, and there would be
Um,
like a little spot without it, almost like Pinellus stypticus.
oh, you mean like a sharp differentiation
A
between the two of them?
differentiation.
I don't know. You know, I'd have to review that. That might be a difference um, that I didn't account for here. So that's a good question. Um, so we could look on. I'm going to go over to um, Michael Quebec and find Hohenbuehlia. Um, ugh, I spelled it wrong. Oh, there we are, Hohenbuehlia. So let's look at his couple of photos there. Um, looks like less of a stipe, really, for Angustata. Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe a little bit more like Pinellus stypticus or Sarcomyxa serotina, the late fall oyster. Not that different though. Really, not that much different. So I'm not sure if that's a difference um, to really count on too much.
Is there serration in the one you have on the margin or on the gills? Are they
Oh,
serrated?
on the gills. Oh, I didn't check for that, but I don't think either of those species has um, irregular gill edges. I think they're both species have pretty much straight edges on the gills. I would, that's another thing. It's a good question.
I for
Let me.
some reason thought this one had it, but I may be wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let
Okay.
me um, let me see what Michael Quebec says about the Hohenbuehlia for the blood. Um,
Dave, while you're looking, is there a difference in color of the spore print between those two
no,
species?
they're both. It's white. They're both white spored.
They're both white spored. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking
But
maybe one of them was more pinkish or something like that.
nah, they're both white spored.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Um, so it doesn't say anything about the gill edges for Hohenbuehlia. Let's see about entire edges for Pleurocybella, which in the parlance of Michael Quebec, that means straight gill edges. So I think they both species have more or less straight gill edges.
Yeah, I was thinking the um Pleurocybella had the serration, but I must be wrong.
Yeah, you're thinking of lentinellus probably or lentinus.
Okay. Yeah, probably. Okay.
Oh, I could have shown lentinellus your sinus. I don't think I put that into the top 5, but anyway, that one has serrated gill edges. I strongly serrated.
Okay. Yeah, I must be getting those confused. This was really a nice specimen. It's really fresh and pretty.
Yeah, we had a club four. We had 2 forays over this last weekend. Since there was rain last Thursday, I decided to have 2 forays one in the northwest part of Luzerne County and the other a little bit east of the southeast part of Luzerne County. So to accommodate people who lived in different parts of the area. And also because I was probably going to go out and look for mushrooms anyway. So I said, let's have these 2 forays. And The Pleurocybella was found in nearby a wet area. So we went into a sphagnum swamp that was mostly hemlock. And we found actually a lot of mushrooms in the sphagnum swamp. And the forayers, some of them gathered enough Craterellus tubeiformis to add to a meal. There were quite a few of those in a couple of there were a couple of patches where there were like 50 or 60 of them.
I love
So-
those. They're so pretty
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yes. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, you were saying they're really pretty. They are. They're very attractive mushrooms.
And
It's a
taste.
nice.
Yeah, I
They're
really
good.
yeah.
Okay, so it seems that there's a lot of Pluteus mushrooms out there right now. It's one of the few things that I've seen quite a few. In fact, I went for a walk today, not far from my house, and I found a fairly fresh Pluteus mushroom. Now this one though is kind of interesting. I think it's longistriatus. If it isn't, then it's something probably related to longistriatus. I'm not sure what section longistriatus is in. It may be Hispidoderma. I'm not sure, but it was a nice collection, and I didn't do any microscopy on the gills or anything. I just wanted to get this into the dryer. I think I got I don't even think I got spores on this. These were by the time I got these home, they looked like they were starting to get a little bit soft. So I wanted to save them. So I just put the two of these right into the dryer. But it's if you can get a picture where we can see the cap really well, it's striate. It's long striate. I'm not sure if you can click on that and get a close. Oh, there we are. So it's got these long striations. So that's why I think this is Pleurotus longistriatus, because that basically means long striations. And the color of Pluteus longistriatus is reported as fairly variable. But it might be, there might be more than one species hiding under that name. So I'm going to preserve these, and hopefully I'll submit them for sequencing. You usually don't get a lot of information from spores of Pluteus. There's not a lot of variability in the size and shape. Some of them are a little rounder than others, I guess. Anyway, that's that one. I thought it was a nice collection.
Yeah, I like all the Pluteus mushrooms. There's such a variety.
Yes, there's really quite a number of species that you don't, from a field guide, you don't really get an idea of how many different species are out there. Okay, so this thing, I don't know what this is. It's some sort of, okay, I have to watch the game. It's some sort of some sort of cup fungus in Asco. It might be a Pezizales, it might be something else. So I put one on a slide inverted for maybe about 5 or 6 hours, and then I just put both of them into the dehydrator, and I didn't get lucky. There were no spores. A lot of times Ascos are funny. If they're ready to for the assay to just explode and release a whole lot of spores, you get a lot of spores. But if the assay are not, if they're all closed up and not ready to open, you might not get spores for even over a day. So I opted to just put them back both into the dehydrator, and there were no spores on the slide. I suppose I could chop one of these up and and look for things via smash mount. But with Pezizales, a lot of times if you find spores that are still in the assay, or if you smash them out of the assay, you're you're looking at immature spores and you don't get a true picture of the spore morphology. So I think I'm better off just dehydrating these two very small cups and saving them, and hopefully sequencing will tell us something if I'm able to submit them.
It's funny you mentioned the spores not wanting to come out. I collected a Helvella at the 4A this weekend, and I had it in like one of them like berry containers, like strawberry comes in.
Yeah,
And
yeah, the little plastic containers that
right.
hinge and like you close it and it's got aeration openings.
Yeah, it must have just got comfortable in there. I opened up the thing when I was taking it out, at the ID tables, and boom, cloud of spores.
Yep, it's all or nothing with a lot of these cup fungi. They, you know, either that you see the cloud of spores where all the asci shoot off all at once, or else you wait for a day and nothing happens. So,
Yeah,
uh,
this woman at the 4A, she goes, "Wow, what was that?"
yeah, yeah, it's a crowd pleaser, I guess, when people
I
get to
thought
see
I was
it.
the only one that saw it. I was happy somebody else caught it.
Yeah, I see it in the field sometimes. You just basically just touch like a Pezizales, a cup, and the spores just come flying out in a cloud. And it's sort of a bummer when that happens because then I
You know
sort of
you
go
don't
like,
have
well,
them.
no more spores for a day or two. So this one here I thought was very interesting on a lawn on a wood border. It's a chlorophyllum, so it's a shaggy parasol. Um, Something like Chlorophyllum rhacodes or rhacodes, depending upon how you want to say it. But there are some traits that just seem off, and this seems pretty interesting. I didn't try to get any spores out of this; it's immature. Uh, I just I just cut it in half and put it in the dryer. But the stipe is equal. It's not uh, bulbous. It's not enlarged on the bottom. There was no staining of the flesh except for a tiny, tiny bit of orangish staining right on the top of the cap contacts there. You can hardly see it. And I waited too, and I waited and looked to see if there was going to be any staining on the flesh. Usually with Chlorophyllum rhacodes, you'll see some orange staining or saffron staining on the interior flesh in the base of the stipe and maybe up along the rest of the stipe as well. But I didn't see any of that with this one. So I think this one's pretty interesting. So I saved it. I save a lot of stuff anymore. A lot of stuff goes into the dehydrator. It's not very big, but I can't think of what else this might be other than chlorophyllum. Really doesn't nothing else makes sense to me here.
I've noticed I've seen so many this year, the Molybdites or however you
Yeah,
say them.
molybdites. Yeah, we
The
don't get we don't get that
this
around here very often. It's
this
just south of
section
here.
right here on those is like it's huge. It's thick on those. Like I've noticed that's a thing for them.
Yeah, usually Rhacodes has a, a stipe that's not equal and thin and equal like this one. This is small and just it's kind of weird for a chlorophyllum. I don't think it's Rhacodes. It's too for one, it's that they've got these big scales all over the cap um, that are like these big recurved scales. That's not really a Rhacodes or a Molybdites trait either. So I don't know what this is. It's pretty interesting. I'll definitely try to submit this one.
It's pretty.
Yeah, no micro to go along with that. It was too young to try to get spores out of.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's cool. Where is that found?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have my mute on. Yeah, this was not found in a wet area. It was found in more or less dry woods, mixed woods, hemlock, beech, birch, maple. Somebody found it at the Saturday's foray, probably on wood or woody debris. So it's Bolbitius reticulatus. And Bolbitius reticulatus has a striate cap margin. And also toward the center of the cap, there's usually like some little pits, little shallow pits that create um, uh, what looks like a reticulate surface. And that's true on this one. It's a little bit hard to see because the shiny viscid cap surface is kind of hiding what's going on. But if you look, if you
Here?
look carefully, if you can enlarge that, you might be able to see
That's all this
areas
has
where
got.
there's these little pits, these little shallow pits, and that's what makes it look like it's reticulate. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Yeah, look
this?
over on the left there. You can see sort of. Yeah, right in there. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this is the correct identification. Um, the spores match pretty well what they're supposed to look like. So it's not, I don't think I've ever identified this species before. So this was in pretty good condition. I put it on out for spores. Spores dropped in only a few hours, and then I put it into the dehydrator. So I was able to get some spores. That was nice.
Cool. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the gills to are is that yellow like a true color?
The gills, yeah, that's what
Yeah,
they look like. And the spores are um, on these Bolbitius species. The spores are usually brown, but maybe with a little bit of a cinnamon or reddish tint.
cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty good find.
Nice. That's all of yours, Dave.
All right. Well,
I
thanks.
think. Oh, there's more down there.
Well, if you want to look later on, but if somebody else wants to go, I always send a few extra in case, you know, there's not enough stuff to fill up the time. And it's been dry, so I imagine people haven't been finding much of anything.
How about you, Hunter?
Yeah, I could go and we can do one of Dave's either way.
Just real quick, it's actually been pretty good, at least around my neck of the woods. Rain, we had some good rain last week.
Yeah, we had a good rainstorm on Thursday. There was anywhere from 1 to over 2 inches of rain around here. But it's dry again now. So, I mean, that was after 2+ weeks of very, very dry weather. Anyway, this is Hunter's.
Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah, I just got thrown off, but this is my photo. So we've been talking a lot about how this mushroom parasitizes cristata, Clavulina cristata, and then there's the other name that we were calling it.
Cinerea.
Oh, that's no, but the other name for the non-parasitized.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I found something just like this. We found something just like this in on Sunday in a swamp, but it had the really sharp ends of the branches, the flat and sharp ends of the branches, which reminds you of Clavulina correlates, but it was colored like this. It was gray.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
looked it up on Myco-Quebec because I thought what you were saying was the explanation, that it gets parasitized
Right.
by this fungus that turns it gray. Myco-Quebec says that Clavulina cinerea or is it Clavulina? I always mix these CLAV things, the genera. But anyway,
Same.
so they say that cinerea is a distinct species.
Okay, I'm only getting the parasitization information like from here, from you guys. So I believe it because I haven't seen it elsewhere either. So interesting. So I believe this is scenario.
Yeah, I think it probably is. And this is, I guess the mycologists have gone back and forth on this, whether or not there's actually two distinct species of the, what is it, Clavulina or Clavulina?
I think it's
Whether
yeah.
whether there's two distinct species or one species that's sometimes parasitized. But Michael Quebec says there's two distinct species. So
Yeah, I think the verdict's not out and I remain confused and I was hoping to just show the, show the parasitization and then when I was sort of looking into it, I was like, I can't find that, really anywhere. But I did have another picture of this that now I wish I included where it really looked like some sort of parasitization process was happening. So maybe I'll go ahead and include that next time.
okay, what about the tips of the branches for this? Are they like blunt or
Yeah, they look more, I mean,
oh, there's some that are sharp also. Look right in the lower middle.
yep.
So
Yeah, I mean, I think it could be a pair. I think it certainly,
Like this, I think is one. Like that's one. And that is one.
yeah, right in the bottom middle, there's a sharp flattened end of a branch.
That?
Right, very, very low, right above the word chat on my screen. And then also over to the left and a little higher, there's another one.
The background is black, Chris.
Where? Oh, here?
Yeah. And then in the middle, lower middle as well.
Oh yeah, against the black background.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Getting spores is helpful with these probably. I
What's
think
that?
that
You just lay the whole clump down?
yeah, you just lay a piece on a slide. It's usually no problem getting spores to collect overnight. And some of these branch tips that are dark look like maybe that is the result of something growing on this fruit body.
yeah. I mean, I was pretty convinced when I was out in the field, and then when I came back, and just was like looked at it. I can't remember what resource, but it might have been my Facebook back. I just saw no support for it at all. So yeah, for it being a parasite. Okay, so we'll see.
Yeah, the one thing, see, the one that I found, or somebody else found it at our foray. It looked a lot like this. So similar color, maybe a little bit purplish. But the thing that seems odd to me is that I laid it down on a slide and I got a lot of spores, and the spores look like Clavarius spores. And so
Have you?
if it was being parasitized, you'd probably find like conidia or of the parasite or other sorts of spores from the parasite, and I didn't get any of that.
What kind of spores did you see though?
Globose.
Okay, and like Clavulina or like, because then you just said
Well, what is it? Is it Clavaria or Clavulina? I keep mixing this up.
Clavaria it's not Clavaria.
Clavaria.
because that's Clavaria delphis. That's the club fungi. So it's either Clavulina.
Clavulina, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it does seem to be treated as its own species still, but who knows? Um, so yeah, maybe things will change on that. So anyways, I thought I'd share it, but we can move on.
Well, no, that was a good one. I mean, that's an interesting one. It's interesting because we're not really sure what's going on there.
Yeah, does
I-
anyone know if we get that around us?
Mm,
Well, the
Supposedly we do, from one source I was looking at, but it also said that the gray version is not often seen. There's usually attacked by some other fungus that makes it have a more purple tinge to it.
Huh.
well, yeah. See, we found some that were fairly purple, but when I put it on a microscope slide, the spores that collected just looked like ordinary spores you would expect from the coral fungus.
Mhm.
So it is interesting. I saved a good sample of it.
good. I'm glad. Hopefully, yeah, we can learn more from that, because that's what needs to happen for sure. So these are from northern Wisconsin. A couple weeks ago, everything I'm showing is from a week or two ago. And it's a Lactarius. I'm pretty certain. I really don't know my Lactarius at all, but it's been fun to find some lately and start to get some of them down. Um, I keep smelling for the candy cap, the Midwest candy cap, which, isn't the same, or for Camphoratus. And I don't believe it is that, but it could be. I just don't know my Lactarius, and I didn't have any time to really dig in to what I sent tonight, which is sort of my modus operatum. But any ideas from what people are seeing here? I don't even know about the latex. I think it was probably pretty weak or absent, but I can't even say with certainty. But they're pretty. They look nice.
The umbo is cool on these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been finding something very similar to these in moss, and I've identified mine as Lactarius oculatus.
Oh, okay.
Although the surface looks different though.
Yeah, it almost
I
looks.
like,
Yeah,
it's
it
kind
kind
of
of looks.
scruffy.
Yeah, kind of feathered almost.
Yeah,
Textured.
so this might be something different because the Lactarius oculatus I've been finding, they have like a smooth, fairly shiny surface. This looks kind of dull and
Oh, actually,
textured.
I'm looking at one with did yours have umbos too?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm looking up Lactarius oculatus, and they certainly have that umbo.
Right. hmm And
Mm,
they grow in they grow in mossy habitats under conifers usually.
yeah, and that's sounds like where I'm at. You can see the moss and hemlock primarily, but um, does that work for this? You think? Or?
Well, all of that works except for the surface of the cap looks a little different than what I would expect.
Okay. Okay.
So the spore print that I've been getting on these oculatus, what I've been calling oculatus, is like a creamy white. And so I have some melters, so I'm able to look at the ornamentation on the spores. And they have small warts. And I've looked at already representatives of a few different collections, and the warts are small. They're under 1 micron high, maybe even under 0.8 microns high, and some short connections between the warts. but no real distinctive patterning.
Yeah, like no connected ridges, but like
Yeah,
kind of
some
like remnants of that.
yeah, just some short like connections, but not many intersections. No
And
polygons.
do you
Um,
recall odor and taste on those? Because I'm pretty sure I've been finding what'd you call that? Occidentalis?
no, oculatus,
Oculatus.
Oculatus,
Yeah,
oculatus, and the taste is mild at first and then becoming slightly bitter.
right, but not like hot, right? Not
No, not a hot one. No, and it's not very bitter. It's just like you just get a little
yeah,
bit of a bitter
yeah.
taste after like a half a minute or so.
Cool. And look at that!
This,
Look at that gill attachment. That's pretty
yeah, that's
interesting.
interesting too. That's a little different, I think, than what I mean, I can put in the chat my latest oculatus observation.
Sounds
Let me
good.
see. Let me
Yeah,
get that.
they look similar enough. I mean, it's funny, we went back and forth so much on that torminosis last time. That wasn't mine, that was someone else's. And like in retrospect, after I looked at more pictures of that, I was like, yeah, I think was torminosis, who's ever that was. I can't remember. But I mean, they morphology varies a lot, even among members of the same species.
I think it's just more that there are so many of these dang Lactarius, and a lot of them look alike. And
Yeah,
yes,
no,
also
that's a problem.
variability.
Well, okay. I
Okay,
mean,
I'm gonna put my link to my observation
like
in the chat.
okay. I Googled lookalikes for this oculatus, and I mean, nothing really comes up. I mean, that it could be, except Camphoratus, which it isn't, and uh what was the other one? The other Camphoratus, which we don't even have here, the one out west with the roof. I don't think we have that here, but I suppose I don't think it could be that.
Yeah, this doesn't seem to have the same
Oh wow, those look so different.
Yeah, the cap texture on hunters is really different.
Huh.
You're looking at the one I put in the chat.
Yeah. Wow. They're so tan. I mean, they're
Yeah,
like,
they're more tan. They're
huh.
more tan, and the cap surface is smoother and shinier.
And I mean, they're more even going towards concave, even almost.
Yeah, they're a little bit more vase shaped, I guess, but I'm not sure how important that is.
Okay. Well, I'll post this in the Lactarius group on Facebook. See if anyone
Oh,
wants to
oh
wait.
yeah. See what they say.
Yeah. See if I get any feedback. But yeah, sorry, I don't have a little more info. I think you can see some lactation. It looks like it's white on the right, going horizontal across some
I see
droplets.
it. I see
Yeah.
it. There's like 3 or 4 tiny drops.
Yeah.
I meant to mention that
Yeah, I see
earlier.
them.
It looks
Yeah.
whitish, creamish white, right?
Yeah, I got white latex on mine, and it didn't change.
Okay. Well, I do want to dive deeper into this one. So if I find anything else out, I'll share again. And
I keep looking at all these crazy little mycena whatever's in the background.
oh yeah, look at that. Hmm.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Where's Waldoing this photo?
And that's a good idea with anything I show, because I've actually taken a picture of black trumpets in the background of a bolete and not even never even saw them till someone said, "Oh, and there's black trumpets there too." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, no." No, I know that was a long time ago. Hopefully, I wouldn't miss them, but it's possible. So yeah, double check where I show. I got a couple more, I think. Oh yeah, this is a video. We were talking
Oh,
about
nice.
spore dispersal, and I caught this Otidea. There was like quite a lot of it on this trail, and I got it releasing spores.
Oh, oh, here we go.
It's kind of buffering. Is it for you guys too? Oh no, it's not even showing it. Maybe that's the wrong one. Anyways, I found that a lot of it.
Yeah, it worked. Did it work for anybody else?
I thought it did the first time, and then it seemed.
The first time I could see it.
Oh, there we
goes.
go.
There it goes.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. It seems like hyper zoomed in here, less so when I took it. But anyways, I like this mushroom. I only see it in Wisconsin. I've never seen it in Illinois. You guys have a lot of it? You see it?
Well, not this year, but often late in the summer there's a species of oh geez, what now slips my mind. What's the genus? Otidea. There's a species of Otidea that I find around here. So there's two of them that are pretty similar. I think one starts with L and one starts with A, Alutacea maybe, and lepra something. They're pretty similar. I think the spores are maybe a little bit different size.
Okay. Yeah, I've never even tried to narrow it down to species, but I should. But it's kind of a spore only thing. You need to do the micro.
Yeah, I think you can tell from the spores. I'm not sure. Let me see what Michael Quebec says.
Oh, the leporama I'm looking at looks really like more skin color, more peachy. But I don't know. That might just be. Yeah, I think this is onotica.
Onotica. Yeah, it looks like Onotica. I forgot about that one. So there's Alutacea, Leporina, and Onotica. Right. And this looks like Onotica.
Okay. Alutacea, I'm not seeing that one where I'm looking now. I have to look that one up. Does it look quite different or?
It's darker.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker, but they're I think all three of these are pretty similar. Actually, Leporina looks like it might be taller and darker on the inner part of the cup.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, when I looked up yours, just on a quick Google, the images showed like 3 different shades of color. So I guess as often as the case, maybe I can't go by that so much.
Yeah, this looks like Onotica. Let's see what do they say about the spores? $11 to $14.
So this is a Pholiota I found. I think it's limonella. I'm not sure. I have quite a few photos of it here. Hopefully you can open them. We can see everything. This was growing on wood, kind of lakeside in northern Wisconsin. I'm not sure what kind of wood it was growing on, though. I've got some true gill shots and also, close up of the stem as well.
Nice. These are in good condition.
Yeah, they were really fresh and really nice. Everything was. We'll see. It's so hot here in Illinois right now. It's been so dry for a couple weeks. I mean, a good 14 days without rain, I'd say. So I'm going up north again. We'll see. They have also been warmer and turned drier, but only for like a week. So hopefully there'll still be stuff up there. But yeah, this was all really fresh.
And I stink at these Foliotas, but I can't disagree with Liminola, right? Is that what you call it?
Limonella, I think.
Limonella. Yeah.
I think you tell limonella from Aravella by spore size. I'm pretty sure. But I'm looking on Michael Quebec and they don't even have Aravella, it looks like.
Yeah.
But I think that's how you tell the difference.
They have limonella though, right?
Yeah, they have limonella. Do they? I don't see.
Can you go down to the remarks of Limonella for them?
Yeah, it's probably under the remarks.
Is that something in here?
No, on Myco Quebec.
Oh.
A lot of times, they'll have one species, but then even species that they don't have a page for, they'll in the remarks just kind of say, here are some other things to consider or how you tell them apart from other species and things like that.
Oh, cool.
And that is the case here. Under the remarks under Limonella, Michael Quebec mentions Aravella and Adiposa. Let me just look there again. Yeah, Adiposa have spores of different sizes. So let me see for the first and 7 to 9.5. So it's like 9 by 5 for Aravella. And let's see what Limonella is. I think they're smaller. Yeah, the Limonella is more like 7 by 5. So the Q is different, 9 by 5 as opposed to 7 by 5, more or less.
Okay.
So you probably can tell from the spores.
Yeah.
But what you have looks like Limonella. No, it really does.
Okay.
But they're pretty similar.
Yeah. Yeah, this time of year it's so hard to have the time to find the stuff and do the micro. Like I really can only probably do a lot of micro on dried specimens in the winter. It's just then I have time, But
Well, that's one of the benefits of being retired.
yeah.
I stay up as late as I want. Honestly, I had so many mushrooms to look at from the weekend because of our 2 forays. I think over the weekend, now this was just spores. I didn't do any cystidia, except for that thing that may have been Hohembula helia. I looked for cystidia on that. But other than that, I did spores. I think I scoped spores on like 34 things or something.
Oh wow. Nice.
But I go fast, I have tricks, that I use that let me go kind of quickly.
Yeah. a
Yeah,
good
but still,
system.
it took a long time.
I
For
was
Just
sure.
gonna say, there's a triage system you have to do when you're doing that many. It's tough.
Yeah, it's like an assembly line. Yeah.
yeah, well, I was up till I finished last night at like 3 o'clock or something, you
Oh
know.
my gosh, that's when I woke up.
Yeah, and the night before I was up and really late also. I eat dinner and then fall asleep, and then I wake up, and at 10 o'clock I start doing this stuff.
Cool.
It doesn't
And
sound like retirement at all.
Really.
it's like a new job. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically, but it's a job where I make my own hours at least, So
You're your own boss. Yeah.
yes,
Okay, so this is Gliophorus pezizales, and I'm pretty proud of it, and I love it. It's so pretty. It was really nice to see, um, and I think it just has to be that. And there was a lot of it actually, and it there were quite small, um, and easy to miss. It until I realized, oh my gosh, those because it was wet after rain, and so green shiny things were sort of all over, sort of, but not really. But bright green like this started to stand out, and I was like, wow, that's great. That's what I'm looking for.
Is there
Looks like
any?
neon. Is it
Great
really
thing.
that bright
Is,
like that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. I've never
yeah,
Well,
seen
is
it.
there
they
any
are.
chance this
That's
could
what
be?
they look like.
Is there any chance this could be that Entoloma? Uh, what is it? Incarnatum? It's not incarnatum.
Mm,
Incanum? Look that up.
is that with an eye?
Entoloma.
Oh yeah, it does look like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Entoloma incanum, also known as the mouse
Mouse piss. Mouse piss, right?
mouse
Excuse
mouse
me?
mouse pea pink gill.
Oh, Mount Road P. Sorry.
Yeah, the
I was
same
a little
thing.
I was a little crass with it, but
Either way, yeah, they say it's a small grassland mushroom characterized. I mean, the color looks right.
yeah, and I'm not saying for sure it's that. Just maybe we should be considering that here, especially with the gill color, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Also, Pisitinus should be slimy, sticky. Now, maybe
these
in
were
dry weather it
slimy.
dries out. Was it slimy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. So that favors Pisitinus. Now, if you even if you're able to see even just a few spores, you could
Yes, I
settle
would
it very
know.
easily.
Yep, the Entoloma are so. Now, as I look at Quo's picture of Entoloma incanum, the stems are actually more the color of the cap here,
Yep.
where these are more the color of the gills. Um, but that again, that's could vary. These are really interesting, Brandon. Thank you for bringing them to my attention. I did not even know they existed.
Yeah, no problem. I think this one can be slimy too. I'm just on the Mike Quebec page. Let me see.
I think hunters are Pisitinus based on the color of the gills.
It also looks like the Entoloma has sort of a central depression where mine, it's sort of the opposite. It's almost an umbo, at least, but I mean, it appears to be more raised. Um, let's see. Oh, can you zoom out, or wait a minute? I just lost my view. Uh, are these scales attached or not?
They look like attached, but but notched. But this, like, it looks like it came off.
Yeah.
But it has like those little lines, like where like this part was maybe touching at some point.
Okay. So kind of.
Yeah, I think the gill attachment might be slightly different with the Entoloma.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Somewhere in
Yeah,
between
better pictures
notched
than
and
closed pictures
roughly
aren't the best.
adnex.
Yeah, did you save these? Do you have these by any chance?
No, I don't. If I see more though, I'll grab some. And if I had smelled them, I would have known, because yours smell like mice, and I know exactly what they smell.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think maybe.
Is it the
Funny.
mouse they smell like? But never mind.
That's what it says. It smells like mice.
Oh,
The other
nesting mice, which that nesting mice smell is it's mostly urine.
Yeah, I think I know what they smell like. Yucky. Okay. Before we move on, Xiang had brought up a Lactarius that I had mentioned. I was like, I don't think it's the Lactarius rue whatever. And then she actually put it in the chat, and as I look at it, I think she's right. Maybe the rufus milk cap. She put in the chat. I don't know if others saw it. Really. Hmm, I don't know. What do other people think? Can we go back to mine real quick, Chris?
Yeah, the texture on this one seems more. Oh, except for that.
Yeah, I think the sharing froze, Chris.
Oh,
We're still on the Gliophorus.
we, we'll do that. And then, is that up?
Yeah, now it is. Okay. But this is
Yeah,
Xiang.
this one she hungs.
Yeah, this one also has an unbowl and has
Yeah.
plenty of milk. And this I saw last year in August in Vermont. And
Is
also,
this your picture, Xiang? Are these your pictures?
yes,
Nice. Yeah, and look how similar the terrain is that they're growing in as well. And so you ID'd this as that.
I did rufus, but nobody confirmed. Nobody
Okay. But
okay.
I'm with you. Okay. I mean, maybe
What's the species? Is it rufus or rufulus? What is it?
Rufus.
Rufus.
So
I
I
think
never,
that one's really hot. I
but I
think.
did not try. I did not try.
Mm-hmm. And I
Yeah.
anything I taste, nothing I tasted a couple weeks ago had anything to write home about, and so I decided I wasn't going to write home at all unless there was something to write home about. But I know I didn't. I know I didn't taste absolutely everything, so it's possible I missed that. I was thinking the Gales, if we could look at mine, were didn't. Well, yeah, you know what? I think that's what it is. Maybe. Maybe. Hmm. It's definitely something to consider.
Yeah, Wisconsin and northern Vermont, similar latitude anyway, probably habitats.
Yeah. It associates with pine and spruce. But yeah, very hot. So next time I'll definitely have to taste it. Okay, thanks, Xiong.
No problem.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for letting me share.
Brandon's got some stuff here. The
Yeah, and when I'm unmuted, do I have background noise? I'm standing outside, so there's outside noises. I guess not. All right,
No,
here's an
it's not bad.
all right, great. Entoloma found at the Smithville foray this past week. This thing was pretty cool. Yeah, that's just a profile. Maybe the next one's an in situ photo. This was all, I mean, pretty much exclusively hardwoods where I found this. Maybe there was a rogue pine in there, but mostly hardwoods. And I found this on a buried pile of wood, actually. And I was going back and forth on Entoloma with this thing based on, I mean, you can see a bit of a pink. I was pretty sure it was Entoloma the whole time, but the cap was throwing me. So maybe it's the next photo. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
Entoloma.
yeah. Can we go back to the cap real quick, though?
This chunk?
Yeah. See how it's like scaly almost? Fibrillose.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's not unusual for Entolomas, but for a big one like this, I mean, this cap was 5 centimeters at least. So for a big scaly Entoloma, that seems a little unique in my book.
I mean, is that just a matter of, I mean, it doesn't look like it's in the best of, you know, it's been around a while.
Well, maybe. It was pretty fresh. And it's not, the cap is not cracking, if that's what you're getting at. It's very much fibrillose, not big enough to be scales, but those fibers are kind of tufted enough uh, to show that that's how the cap is, in my opinion.
Yeah, some of the leptonias look like this, but they're smaller, darker. A little
And
bit different.
normally that scaling or is more in the center of the cap, right? Um, whereas this has that all toward the margin and everything. That's just the spore color, and we were looking at the spores. I didn't take any measurements of the spores. Just took the photos to show. Yeah, those are Entoloma spores. But yeah, maybe Leptonia is a good place to look.
Yeah, other than that, I have no suggestion for this. There's so many Entolomas.
Yeah, well, I was glad you were here. I was hoping to hear. I was hoping you would be like, "Oh yeah, I know that big, scaly capped Entoloma."
Nah, there's too many Entolomas.
But another, when I found this in the field, I was convinced it was an Entoloma, um, even on the basal mycelium there.
Right. Yeah, you get a lot of them have the white base.
kind of running a good ways up it. But thought I'd throw that one out there just in case Dave had a eureka moment, like, oh yeah, I know that thing.
Nice.
Well,
All
there's I'm looking in Baroni's book. There's a thing called Leptonia lividocyanula, but it has sort of like a really dark center.
Yeah, yeah, I
and
think that
it
one's
doesn't look
one's
like this.
on Myco Quebec. Not as Latonia. It's on there as Entoloma, but
Yeah, yeah.
that's a different conversation. um,
Well, yeah, that's just a matter of mycologists not agreeing.
but I think I looked at that one on there,
Uh-huh.
and then hey,
Yeah, I mean, it looks different.
let's talk about I put a name to an Oudemansiella, and I called it incognita. I put on, this was also found at the Smithville 4A, and I put on the ID tag Megalospora question mark, because it's quite small. And I knew that if I was looking for Megalospora, I could probably figure out it's Megalospora if it has massive, massive spores. But this one kind of fell in that in between range. Not quite big enough to be Megalospora, but the spores were bigger than, what is it, Limonospora, the lemon one, the one with lemon-shaped spores. And based on some stuff on Myco Quebec, I use the name incognita because the spores fall right in that range. But you know, who knows?
Nice.
Yeah, I've been finding rooting Oudemansiella that don't look like Furfuracea. I found a few of them in the past few weeks with small caps, thin stems, white, stems, no ornamentation on the stem, and spores that are just like in between. Like maybe they're up to about 18 microns.
Yeah, and I had my notes inside, but I made sure to within the last hour. I think I updated and put them in the notes here, so we can probably pull those up real quick. Yep. So 16.1 to 19.55, and 19.55 is within the range for Megalospora, but 16.1 is too small. And then the Q kind of matches up perfectly. It fits better than Limonospora. And Limonospora only goes up to, I want to say, 17. I think that was the number. So the average that I have there. Do I have an average?
Well, Limenospora has really distinctively shaped spores.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like lemons.
Yep.
I mean, that's what it's named for, I believe.
But the funny thing is, with a lot of these, if you're looking at them from the wrong angle, I should say, they all kind of look lemon shaped. That's why you really got to get them from the side view. Like that one,
Yeah.
between the 3 and the 4, that one's in profile. You can make out the apiculus. You can see that has a more true 1.5 Q ratio. But then if you look at maybe some of these other ones that are kind of out of tilt, they look very lemon shaped. So, but yeah, even in profile, Limenospora looks like a lemon. You're right.
Yeah, that's a cool mushroom.
So Dave, were you putting names to the ones that you had those in between spores for? Were you using
No,
it?
I just put them up as Oudemansiella, and I just saved one.
Yeah.
Over the
Well,
weekend, we got one. I just saved it.
well, look at the breakdown on Myco Quebec and consider this name. I've been using it as my in between name.
Incognita.
Yeah, and it
Yeah, I
matches
think I
pretty well.
use that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that sounds like a possibility. It's the spore sizes look like they fit pretty well. Let me look again here. Incognita.
Yeah, and much like you were saying, I didn't look for any cystidia or anything like that for this one in particular.
Yeah. Twelve to 18 by 9 to 13. Yeah. Yeah, that sort of fits.
Wait, is that what they're saying for incognita?
For incognita on Michael Quebec, yeah, they say 12 to 18 by 9 to 13, with maybe as narrow as 7.
Hmm.
And that kind of fits what I've been finding.
All right. Well, put a name to an Oudemansiella.
I like that.
Oh, and cool. Um, I didn't find this one at the foray. Found this one the day before at a different outing, and I called it Retiboletus griseus because I just was unfamiliar with vinaceipes and talked about it with Igor at the foray and was just talking about the mushroom. And I was walking away, I misheard the name the first time, and I double checked it with him, and he said vinaceipes, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it had a little red foot." So vinaceipes fits pretty well for this one, as well as some of the other info he gave me on it. That it has the reticulation, but it isn't as prominent or shaggy as griseus. It's a little more, as he put it, aerodynamic, kind of more subtle.
What kind of
The
trees?
Oh, well, this was uh, Pine Barrens esque, but more towards my neck of the woods. So that kind of um, inner outer coastal plain connection. So not only did we have pitch pine, uh, there were oaks, there were maples. Uh,
Yeah, the Vinaceipes is found under pines and or hemlocks. It's a conifer associate, I believe.
yeah, and where this was found, I mean, it was
Yeah, it
for
looks
every
like it.
for every pitch pine there was, you know, half a hardwood. It's mostly pitch pine. But the curious thing, when I was asking Igor, my first question was, does Retiboletus griseus? I know it stains yellow when sectioned at the foot, but does it stain bluish green in any way? And I think he said for both vinaceipes and griseus that probably shouldn't be the case. But this thing definitely, there's a hint of blue green in there, and that blue green was, um, it showed up right away, and then it disappeared pretty quickly. Maybe 3-4 minutes later, that blue green was gone. So I
Well,
don't know.
it's a good thing you capture this, Brandon. If you read the description of the species, which actually was described from the Dominican Republic, you would see that they do say that it blues in the stipe.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this is that big paper by Tim Baroni and Beatriz Ortiz Santana. Yeah, from 2007. The last big bolete paper that didn't have any DNA in it. sort of a
Okay.
classic, microscopy description paper.
Cool. All right. Yeah, because
So I haven't seen these blue at all, but it's a good thing that you captured this bluing, because apparently it's uncommon, at least in the North American collections.
okay.
But yeah, I have no problem confirming that this is vinaceipes. It's a pine associate, as Dave said. We don't find griseus in the pine barrens, but in your neck of the woods, you might find griseus.
Yep.
If you
I
find
know.
other boletes that favor upland deciduous forests. Now,
Right.
with vinaceipes, you can see that the cap is more brown than gray, which is almost always the case. Good idea.
Cool. Cool. Hey, you gave it to me, but
Oh, okay. I already forget. Yeah.
but you gave it to me just through conversation. I was just talking about a mushroom with you when you ID'd it, so that's pretty impressive.
Well, you said griseus, and I said, well, most likely it's going to be vinaceipes given the location. But in your neck of the woods, like I said, you have to be more careful because it's between the two planes, and you can sort of have, the best of the two
Right.
worlds, so to speak.
Yep.
All right,
And
moving
then
on to the next one.
I think I know this one, but I'm here for mostly confirmation because I don't know my Suillus all that well. But I think this combination of features without the annulus, the yellow all over, cap included, very sticky. The cap was very sticky. But there's also some texture there, and I don't know Weaverae all that well, although there was no white pine here, so this couldn't be Weaverae. This was the same place, and there's no white pine. So does that lock in hirtellus here?
Yeah, I think so. This is definitely a weaverate because the cap color and the pattern of the color scheme is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is Suillus hirtellus, and actually I saw exactly the same presentation of it at Brandon Burns State Forest yesterday when I went there for a walk, late afternoon walk. So yeah, that's what I think it is, and believe it or not, this species can blue.
Oh,
I have
wow,
a sequence collection that turned blue when sliced, albeit it was very fresh and young.
cool. Yeah, we found uh, at Black Run Preserve on Saturday. That's where these were found. We found Hirtellus, Decipiens, some monocolor. Oh, we
Yeah,
maybe found.
sounds like all these are the pine barren species.
Yeah. Yep.
Exclusively, like I said, I don't see this. Never saw this was outside of the pine barrens, but it would be also true to say that I don't usually go to like other locations like in the north at this time of the year.
Right.
Not anymore.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you. Glad to know that I know two new boletes.
Yeah, they started off though
Brag.
with a different cap. It's more tawny and it's more sort of maybe patchy or scaly, and sometimes it can mislead you into thinking that maybe this is something from section or Tementosus group. But as it matures, it becomes sort of more uniformly colored and it's yellow and not scaly at all. I think if you drop KOH or ammonia on the cap or in the flesh, it's going to stain some purple color. That's another tell for that species.
Nice. And
All right.
good edible or
I haven't tried it. I would just say that it probably about is the same as Wiveray, fairly bland, but not offensive or offending, whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
sure.
it's just not really substantial.
Yeah.
I think things like decipients and for certain spraguei are much better edibles.
Yeah, the dry ones.
Yeah, the dry ones, exactly. The dry, scaly ones. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
only see this in the fall. I don't think I've seen this in the summertime. So that would be the right time for it.
All right, and then applied some names to things. Got to throw in something. I don't know. I haven't done the homework on this. I did the micro, but I haven't, tried to key it out yet. But this is some sort of. It's not an anosopy, I don't think, but it's something in Inocybaceae. I think it's malosopy, although it didn't have super strong. No, I think it is malosopy. So you can see the strong, the big old umbo, some marginal action going on with some velar remnants. I don't even know if there's information to be derived from gill connection and things like that with these Inocybaceae type deals. Fibrillose cap, textbook Inocybaceae cap. But the spores are interesting. A lot of them from the right profile are like kind of bullet shaped, where one end is a little bit fatter than the other end, kind of comes to a blunt point at one apex, but certainly not nodulous or, narrowly ellipsoid, I guess is the way that you would describe these.
I would say these are elongate, almost cylindric.
Almost cylindric.
Yeah. Look at those
Yeah,
curations.
Not,
They're
not
about
all that unusual in the Inocybaceae. I'm not sure which gene is most likely to have this shape. I think any of them can, but maybe pseudosperma. I think any of them can have spores that look like this. Did you look at the gill? Did you smash mount gill? Oh, there. Oh, look at. Oh, well, that's an anosoby.
Hmm.
This is probably an anosoby. Look, you have a metuloid.
metuloid, meaning like a thicker wall.
Yeah, thicker wall and ornamented apex.
Encrusted cystidia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a metuloid.
Well, I don't know if
There's
it would be.
another one there.
I don't know if it would be considered a metuloid because, I looked at the cell wall, and they weren't all that thick. I mean, some of these things that you call metuloids, they look like this, but then you look at the you actually find the thickness of the cell wall, and it's like the entire cystidium, you know.
Yeah, some of them are really thick. But you might not be able to see how thick the cell wall is because it's. But I
And
mean,
then
those look like metuloids. Did you smash mount gill? I get to get these spores. You did, I guess.
so to get these cystidia, that's where I smashed the gill. The spores were from a drop. But go back to the
Oh,
balloon.
okay.
Go back to the balloon shaped one on the other photo, because that was also I saw that all over as well. See that balloon shaped one?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They have a name for those.
Yeah, I forgot the name for
Forget the
those,
name.
but it is a type of a type of cystidium.
Yeah, I think those things are on the gill edge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll have to go back to the book on this, but I guess the spore shape here is more common in Inocybaceae than I'm used to.
Yeah, you see it now and then.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dave,
and
what was the genus in Inocybaceae that exclusively had C-mine spores, nodulospores?
Oh, not nodule. Well, that's Inocybaceae.
So this cannot be an Inocybe, right then?
Well, no, it
that's
can be. There's none of them have exclusively nodulospores, but okay, so it's an if then. One way is true and the other way it isn't. So
Right, I understand.
if the spores are nodulose, then it's Inocybe. But if it's Inocybe, the spores are not necessarily nodulose. The spore
Correct.
size, the spore shapes in a genus Inocybe are pretty diverse.
right. And that's what always gets me with it. It's Onocybe proper has the nodulospores, but no.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's only
Sometimes.
some.
Right.
But if you find the nodulospores, then you have an Inocybe.
Right. That's right.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
S-
Yeah. Okay.
So it goes like this. If you find your Inocybe and has nodulospores, it must be an Inocybe. But if you find a spore like this, it doesn't have to be exclusively.
Yeah, then you don't really know.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it could
Well,
be
then,
any of the genera. Correct. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
then
I
you,
believe that's the way it works.
Yeah.
then you have to go to the right, isn't it? Does it have Pleurocystidea and Chylocystidea? Does it have
Well,
one or the other? And then you have to take in Chylocystidea.
the other ones, the Melocybe, Pseudosperma, and Inosperma, none of those have Pleurocystidea. The only one that has Pleurocystidea is Inocybe. And sometimes Inocybe has Chylocystidea and sometimes it doesn't.
And so I think, Dave, you're probably right. This is Inocybe proper then, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Especially with the two different kinds of cystidia. One of them is likely a Pleurocystidea.
Yeah, but those little round things, I forget what they call those.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing this is a true Inocybe. Do you have a picture of the part of the gill that was smashed?
Not the exact, no, like the exact material that I smashed, or just a shot of the gills.
No, the material's smashed under the scope. Because then
I
you can
don't.
see where, if the cystidia are sort of all over
Right.
the place.
Yeah, no. I did it. I tried a Roman aqueduct, Dave, and
Ah,
they just fell on top of one another. So
yeah,
it,
yeah,
it didn't
okay.
really work out. It didn't really work out as I had planned, but I got the good free floating cystidia, at least that we could check out. But
Yeah, usually the free floating ones are usually Pleurocystidea,
all right. Well,
I think.
I have the thing. I have the thing saved. Like you said earlier, I've been just putting everything in a little baggie, drying it and putting it in a little baggie, and in the back of the closet. So
Well, I searched these, if I may interrupt, balloon-shaped cystidia, and I came across, thanks to AI, circumcystidia. Is that the word you're looking for?
Yeah, I think so. And I think they also call them terminal cells.
Okay, and AI gives an example of a Inocybe that contains those kind of cystidia, Inocybaceae, and when I looked at the pictures of that thing, it kind of resembled what Brandon has here, but it's spelled Salicis. So if anybody wants to look it up and see if there's any resemblance between what's out there and what Brandon has.
Oh.
oh, I was muted the whole time. I was trying to type that in. You said it was a Nocipe salicis, SAL.
Salicis.
Gotcha. Yep. Initial Google doesn't look dissimilar, so it's a better name than I have so far. Thanks, Igor.
Uh, sure, no big deal. Thank AI.
Oh man, what a devastation.
I will never do such a thing. It's AI. It doesn't need thanks. That's why it's AI.
You know, I just watched the whole thing on you know, what was it? They refer to it as robot racism. It was
Yeah.
fantastic
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
And by being racist, you're actually like giving it an identity.
Yeah. You're humanizing the thing by hating it, right?
It's a terrible rabbit hole.
Well, I guess, is mature enough to often give good leads, and then you have to use your head to make a decision. I still think there will be no substitute for the human brain and for some things. AI might replace us in many spheres of activities, but after all, it's a human construct.
Nice. Well, thank you. And does anybody else have anything they want to share?
One last thing I want to ask Brandon about his Inocybaceae. Did it have an odor?
It did not. Well, it did. Um, it was not unpleasant. It No one could put their finger on it, right? Uh, Somebody said medicinal. I had the opinion that it was kind of latexy, which is in the same vein. Um, but yeah, I guess medicinal latex was not spermatic or anything like that.
Okay.
But indistinct, non-fungal odor.
Non-fungal, and yet unique in some ways. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What trees were around it, did you say?
I didn't, and I also didn't note the kind of unique habitat that this was, or ecological community, whatever we want to say, that this was growing in. So this was between two old cranberry bogs, kind of a walking ridge separating two old cranberry bogs. Um, and there, I go to this location all the time. I don't see a lot of fungi on this little strip, except for this little area. And the only trees there are the only living trees are um, a betula, some kind of birch, some younger pitch pines. And when I say younger, I mean, the diameter of the tree is maybe 5, 6 inches. Um, and then a bunch of high bush blueberry. So
No willow trees.
no willow trees.
The
Definitely no
only
willow trees.
observations for Inocybaceae salicus or salicis on iNaturalist are in Europe.
Yeah, that's what I
There's
saw.
none in North
The pictures.
America.
And they're
Yeah.
they associate with willows, I think they're.
So, Brandon, this came from the Smithville foray, or was this a different location?
This was Rancocas.
All right,
Not
focus.
no. I'm sorry. Black Run Preserve.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Between the two cranberry bogs, well, they have three, pretty much, that you can do a big loop around. Um, so, and super sandy soil in this area. It's pretty much a sand ridge between that is raised above these bogs that went defunct whenever all the bogs, the cranberry scare, put all the bogs out of business.
Right, I see. So this is about your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Okay, South Jersey. Right. Again, the same area where two planes intersect.
Yeah. Yep. But this little stretch is really, really unique because there are so few trees there. And the only ones that are, old are big red maples that are happy to be growing right next to a cranberry bog and
Yeah.
younger pitch pine. So,
Right. Yeah, speaking of Inocybaceae, Lila and I stayed after the Smithville foray. And the three of us, with David, her husband, we walked the same path that probably many people walked, and we found at least two species of Inocybaceae that nobody brought to the tables, to my knowledge. So they were small and strange looking.
were they right on the path?
Yeah, they were right on the path.
Very small, growing in sand.
They were like on the edge, on the other side of the trail, between the trail and the creek.
Okay.
So I think Lila took some pictures, and maybe we have a GPS coordinate for that.
Well, cool. Thanks for the opinions and thanks for letting me share. I think there's a lot of work to be done on Inocybaceae.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's ongoing.
it's like
What
it's
one thing
it's
I found online is it says the spores are elongated but covered, but also with projections on them.
Oh, yeah. I've only seen that in descriptions, but I would say that was not the case for these things, right? They were relatively smooth.
Yeah, it
And
didn't look like it.
yeah.
Did you get like a sense of the length of the spore? Was it over 10 microns?
I so I uploaded the measurements of that uh, Oudemansiella that I just showed. Literally,
Yeah.
as we were having this presentation, from a piece of paper that I scribbled a bunch of notes on. I have the notes. I have not done the math. Um, so I don't have exact measurements, but I think they were around. Wait, let me hit the paper real quick. So
All those spores you showed,
six,
they look like
5.
they're probably
Oh
about
yeah.
12 by 4.
Oh yeah. Yeah. At least 13.
13. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. At least 13.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not
So
bigger.
right. So that was my next question, whether like in Dave's experience, and Dave looks at a lot of spores, whether this is like a large measurement for an ossity.
Yeah, it's on the upper bound of lengths for Inocybaceae spores, but some of them are that big.
Nice. Hey, Shihang, you said you got a few?
Yeah, I have one. I really want to know what they are. Let me share my screen. My mouse is not working well. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one I see this often. It's like a clump
Ooh.
in mycelium. AI told me it's
Yeah.
Lepista subconnexa.
Yep. You get a spore print color?
No, I did not, but I suspect it's white.
Lepista subconnexa should be pale pinkish, like sort of like bluet spores. That's why it's Lepista.
This
So
is the
there's another
same one that
thing
I
that's
had.
similar to this.
Yes. We saw this
What's
the
the
other
thing I'm
week.
trying to think of? Leucopexillus is kind of similar to this also, and that has white spores.
So it should be pinkish spore plate. It should bring
For
up.
Lepista subconnexa. Yep.
Okay. Is it edible? That's what I want to know.
I would not eat those.
Okay. All right. So that's one. And
And if it happens to be Leucopexillus, what's the species? Leucopexillus. Oh, I forget, but they're really bitter.
the bluid, the one. But does that one come as a cluster or single?
Leucopexillus. Let me look up the species name. But the Leucopexillus I'm thinking of grows in clusters, and it grows from a mycelial mat, which this looks a little like that.
Yeah.
So it's mycelium that's all through the substrate, like forest litter, like needle litter and leaf litter and stuff like that. And the mycelium just makes like a mat that's mixed in with the substrate, and the mushrooms are connected to the mat. Leucopexillus albissimus. Well, let me look up that and put a link in. Let me see what that looks like on Michael Quebec.
Okay. So where you look up that, I will share another one. So I want to share this too. I'm trying to so this is a huge
Nice.
one. I saw on the highway, so I exited and took a look. So this is what a naturalist gave me. Pholiota Schweinitzi. How do you pronounce it?
Schweinitziae, but Dave was calling it
Schweinitzi.
something else the other day.
Okay. So there's another one. I'm just trying to see what's the difference.
Shihong, what kind of tree was that on?
It's an oak.
I don't think this is Schweinitziae. This is deciduous tree.
Yeah,
wrong tree.
that doesn't look like Phaeolus. It's the new one is Phaeolus hispidius, I think, or something like that.
Hispidoides.
Yeah.
Hispidoides, right? But that didn't look like that didn't look like Phaeolus.
Yeah.
So there's a similar one, and this I got a name Inocybaceae hispidus. So I'm trying to distinguish it. What's the difference? This one I saw in Big Club also. I don't see the bright yellow edge. That's the only thing I could tell the difference.
Well, look at the pores also. The pores on Phaeolus are sort of like greenish, and if you bruise them, they turn darker, kind of brown or brownish dark green.
Okay,
I'm not sure if this Inonotus does that.
So this one, I did not bruise anything, but look white.
That doesn't look like any sort of pine either.
Yeah.
This looks like Inonotus, right?
Yeah, this is the what AI gave you in Naruto's.
Oh, that thing on the tree. That looks like Inonotus.
So going back to the other one, I'm trying to see how different this
So,
is.
well, maybe this is also Pholinus gilva? No.
Okay, I actually took
What's that sweet nut thing?
okay,
It's not
Ravelins?
that.
this is the under
This
side.
isn't that, is it?
No.
No, I don't think so. No,
No.
okay.
So what my arrow here is the underside of this mushroom.
Those pores look white.
Kind of yellow, and the inside it's brown. So I break one and I turn it flip it over, and that's what they look.
So what's the species we're looking at right now at the top?
This one.
No, about that. Yeah, like it was torn off. The one on the right.
The what?
The piece you broke off there.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
broke.
So what exactly we're looking at?
This is the inner side of this piece. I flip it over.
So the flesh is red?
I wouldn't say it's red. It's kind of brown.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this whole thing looks familiar to me, but I don't know what this is. I mean, I already suck at polypores.
Yeah, same.
But
It
I've
was
seen this before.
it was quirky, right? The texture, tough.
Yeah, but it's definitely fibrous, but it's easy to break.
How big is
Uh,
this thing? I mean, like, is
So,
How
it appears
yeah,
like
I
a
have
beach
an
ball.
It's like bigger than my basket. You see the basket I carried?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that thing's a good size.
Yeah, that is huge.
I have a suspicion this must be in the polypore book by the Bissets.
Yeah,
Has
this
to-
is what AI
Yeah.
gave.
Yeah,
But-
AI doesn't. Yeah, well,
But
There you go.
it needs some extra
One
learning.
good AI, one bad AI.
Yeah, bad robot. Yeah. What grows in clusters or rosettes like this?
the color looks a little bit like Inocybaceae raides, but I've only seen that species a few times. Igor, that we found that with Rick Vanderpool in during coma.
Yeah,
when
but
we
that thing's
went
stained brown right away,
went up
right?
on top of that mountain. But there's too many caps. I mean, this just looks like too big and too much. So, but the color reminds me of Inocybaceae raides, and like the
I
zone
think it looks
on
different.
the
It
cap.
looks thicker and it's stained brown right away.
Yeah, that one stains brown right away. I was gonna mention that. It bruises brown on the pores.
okay, let's see if this is a proof.
By the way, I put 2 links into the chat for Leucopexillus albissimus.
Okay,
And
I will stop theory. So Chris, if you want to click open the link.
Well, Dave, what did you call that? Inocutus?
Inocutus, INOCUTIS, I think, or is it US? Let me look.
Yep. IS.
IS.
And you were calling it Raides?
Raides or RHEADES.
There's because I just pulled out the polypore book. Inonotus cuticularis also.
Oh,
This doesn't seem to be it.
I was looking at that too, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little more undulate. And the pore surface. Well, we didn't get a good shot of the pores on the last one. Might not fit, but the growth form looks good for both Raides and cuticularis.
I think the growth form also looks really good for that sweet knot. I know Lila said she didn't think it was that, but if you look at the globiformis graveolens, it definitely takes that form.
yeah.
Have you ever found?
The overall shape of the thing looks like that, but the details look wrong.
Yeah, Hunter, have you ever found that?
No, never.
When you see it, you would know it's definitely not that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's such a cool. I love that mushroom. But yeah, it's not that one.
Okay.
The lobes on that might in photos look larger than they actually are. The lobes on that one are pretty small.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I kind of thought so, but the manifestation, I mean, the way it's manifesting in the Beset book, it's a nice big beehive like she has, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the overall shape looks right, but the details don't fit.
You know what this thing looks like to me in growth form is the northern tooth, Climactodon. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
it looks like
Oh,
that
yeah.
a little bit also, but the color is wrong.
And it's got pores, but like that growth
Yeah, it's got
mode.
pores. Okay, right.
Yeah, that overlapping shelves.
Yeah, and I've seen chicken of the woods grow that way too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so there's a few non-standard species of Lepista that you don't see very often. Let me see. I think Mushroom Expert has some of those.
Yeah, so that thing's either an Inonotus, Inocutus, maybe a Pholinus. we need Luke to show up more.
What
yeah,
about Pholiota Wahlbergii? I'm just flipping pages here.
Nice.
261.
261. Thank you for that.
No, it says far north of South Carolina.
No.
Not that. Very interesting. Can you go back and get some better pictures, Chihong?
No, that's in the Bronx. Too far.
Oh,
Far out.
But yeah, Lila, did you look at 193 and 187?
no,
Those
I
two
haven't
of the
gotten there
notice?
yet.
Yeah, check those.
193.
193 and 187. There's two in a notice in Acutus things.
Yeah.
They don't look too dissimilar.
Well, the second one that Shihong showed, I thought was Inanatus quercustris.
Yeah, was that Hispidus or was it not hairy enough? Right? Maybe that's the oak one, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that is that what the tree species was on that one?
No, that's what they say it often grows on.
Oh, okay.
They're both oak tree for that two polycle I showed.
Yeah, it says here that Inanatus hispidus has conspicuous stiff hairs on the upper surface and lacks the cetal hyphae. So if we can take a look at the surface of the of that other polypore and see if it has any hairs on, maybe we can
Okay, let me
make an ID.
erase here.
As to the one with the rosettes that AI identified as Pholiota, I don't know what that thing is. Couldn't find it.
Well, I will say it's probably not Phaeolus Schwartzii, right?
Yeah.
No,
Schwartzii.
it's not Pholiota. It's
Yeah.
out of the question, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that cuticularis maybe.
Maybe
Right. Yeah, that's the one that's. But the pore surface on that one is sort of olive brown or
Yeah.
olive green,
Yeah, it doesn't quite look right, does it?
and it doesn't have as many lobes as this one. This was like growing like in rosettes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and those rosettes, the species in the Beset book that you just mentioned, they have kind of undulate caps.
Right, right. Yeah, these are kind of just nice smooth curves, not really
Yeah,
undulate.
yeah, these are smoother, like very, very broadly undulate,
Yeah.
like, broadly S-shaped.
Yeah. And you said it's quite large?
Yeah,
Shihan?
it's bigger than the basket that you usually carry to a mushroom forest. It's bigger than that.
All right. I can't place your basket, but it's more than a foot across, bigger, way
Yeah.
bigger than your foot, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Imagine I have 3 heads. That would be that.
3 heads. Okay.
I found a picture of this Gliophorus thing. And the real fresh one is it looks similar in color and it's got that same like zonate look.
Gliophylum, those are relatively small polypores. They have gills,
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
I think I'm thinking the right thing.
Gliophorus, some of them have gills, some of them have, well, they're pores, but they're, those actual elongated pores that look like gills. But
Yeah.
they're like resupinate and then have, caps. They wouldn't have this growth mode, I don't think, right?
Yeah, this doesn't look like any Gliophylum.
I
I
think
know.
this reddish thing might be my fingerprint.
I think Gliophylum mainly grows on conifer wood as well. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
that's
all
what
the
it was
species.
saying. Occasionally on hardwoods.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so another clue. I think the reddish thing on the underside, it might be my fingerprint when I break it up. So it kind of bruised red.
Oh,
Yeah, that interior looks reddish brown and then
Yeah.
reddish bruising. Wow, seems like something we should be able to figure out.
Yeah, the interior looks like cedar wood.
Yeah, I haven't seen this thing in person, but I've seen photos of this on like iNaturalist, and I
Yeah.
don't have a reference for it, but I've seen this thing before. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, it's just the size of it. It's just so impressive, and the
Yeah.
color.
Well, it seems like a distinct species, I mean, it's very fresh and
Right.
very unique looking, so it's striking. So it should be easy
Yeah.
to ID.
Yeah, one would think.
The size, the colors, the staining, the shape of the rosettes. Well, good question for the Besets, maybe. After all,
Okay.
they wrote the book, right?
Hopefully, someone will come in and comment and tell me what it is.
Yeah, try to upload this to Mushroom Observer from INAT. Maybe somebody's going to recognize it.
I will send you the link so you can upload.
Pardon me?
I can send you the link so you can. I don't have a Mushroom Observer account, but I can. Let me copy the link to the chat. So
I see. All right. I mean, I don't have an INAT account. I cannot export from or import into MO.
yeah.
I can ask maybe one of the administrators to do that, but they have to ask for your permission. All right.
And the link is here now.
All right. Yeah, I see that. Thank you.
that's cool, Shihan.
All right, that's all I want to share for today. It's
Yeah, I put some links in the chat for Leucopexillus albissimus. It does not look unlike what you showed. That was identified as Lepista subconnexa.
mhm.
Oh, you know what? I could show mine from last week or whenever that was. I added another picture to it too. I walked past there again. All right, growing in a cluster. Pinkish spore print.
Is that the same thing as Shihong's?
I think so.
Yeah, it might be. The pink spore print, that would see that might be Lepista subconnexa.
And then where's the picture that I had? This is what old ones that were still there. You can see how much they're just tossing spores on everything. So they stayed really white like that. I mean, just a slight yellow brownish. And this was, I don't know, this was probably like a week after. But yeah, really, I would say super similar.
Hmm.
Yeah, well,
Same
so
kind
we
of
have a
involved margin.
spore print color here. That's really helpful.
Yeah, next time I will remember to do at least do a spore print.
Nice. Did anybody else have anything they want to share? We're after 9.
Yeah, but Chris, as soon as that picture from Shihong popped up, I was like, oh, we had this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I recognize that. Night Hunter. All right. Well, if no one has anything else, we'll stop recording and call this one.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.